What is that stuff?
Butter.
You like butter, don't you? Yeah, but don't touch the butter with your face while you're on camera. You want to like act like you know what you're doing. Look up in the camera and say hello to everybody. Look up in the camera and be all shy. What if I tickle you?
Yucky.
No tickling.
No tickling.
No tickling on camera. You got it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make chocolate soufflé.
Chocolate soufflé.
Forgot one of the ingredients. So chocolate soufflé is basically a custard that you're going to put egg whites into so it puffs up in the oven. And the custard is made with milk, bread flour, cocoa, and sugar, and that's essentially it. Okay? So that's what all the ingredients.
No, let's do it.
Okay, we're going to do it. Here, check this out. So we've made this ahead of time.
Can I?
Oh, yeah, you can. You have to let us know what it tastes like.
Chocolate.
That's right. So what you do is you start out by scalding the milk, you mix your cocoa and your sugar and your bread flour together, and then you pour the hot milk into that with your egg yolks, and that makes the soufflé base. I'll put that out into a little bowl here so we can see it a little bit better. So the soufflé base is this stuff here. And this can be made well in advance, and you can hold on to this for actually days, and it's perfectly fine. So there's that.
I want to do my
I think you should mix it together in there. Absolutely, go for it. So once you've made your base, and you're gonna have a recipe for this, you're ready to go. And the main thing for making soufflés is you want to have the right molds, which are these really nice steep-sided Hall bowls. Hall. And they're really cool, but you gotta make sure that you prepare your molds really carefully. So what you do is you preheat your oven to 375. If you have convection, use convection. And basically you're gonna work the butter around the inside of the soufflé mold and on the bottom, all the way up to the edges. Okay? Once again, clean hands are really good here. And you wanna make sure that you don't miss any spots. Because if you miss a spot, the soufflé will grab on that side and it'll make it go like this inside the oven. And you want it to come up straight and strong like that. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do both of these molds with our butter. You wanna try this, or shall I do this?
I want to try them.
Okay, here. Mush that butter around inside there. So then what we're gonna do, mush, mush. I can help you. Look, so you just walk it around like this, all right? And you sort of look at it in the light and make sure, oh, everything's nicely covered. I'm so happy.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, exactly. So then you can get this out of the way. Now the next thing you wanna do is you wanna coat the inside of your soufflé mold really nicely with sugar.
Okay.
So you pour some sugar in and you just knock it around the inside. Just roll it around like this. And then you go from mold to mold, like so, taking the extra out, and then that's ready to go. It's another way to check and make sure that you have coated the thing really well. This is probably a little unorthodox. You'd probably just have a soufflé sugar bowl in your kitchen, but I'm just winging it here a little bit. So that's perfectly ready to go. Now the next part is the really important part. And that important part is to use a copper bowl. Yeah, you're gonna use a copper bowl and you're gonna whisk your egg whites in the copper bowl. Now the thing to remember is you don't want any grease of any sort, so you make sure everything is clean and not greasy. So if you have a copper bowl, that's what to use. And they're really handy. This is the only thing that I use a copper bowl for. It's pretty cool looking, isn't it, Frankie? And you can see it's got a little ding on it where I dropped it once. So what you do is per soufflé, you use a generous 2 ounces of egg whites. So I'm just going to cheat and get a teeny bit more in there. And what you're going to do, I'm going to ask you to just take a little break here, Matthew, because I forgot something. What you're going to do for the egg whites is you're going to add a teeny bit of cream of tartar and a teeny bit of cornstarch. Let's see if we can find a measuring spoon to do that with. Oh, look, here's the measuring spoons. You want those? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a teeny weeny bit of cream of tartar, like a scant eighth of a teaspoon. Oh, you can do the next one. And a little bit of cornstarch. And what the cornstarch does, ready? Dump it in there. The cornstarch gives it a little bit more grab, and it'll give it some stability. So those 2 things are important. Cream of tartar you should use fresh. Seems a little odd that you'd buy cream of tartar for the one time you use it, but there it is. So then what you do is you whisk this. And you want the egg whites to come up to be not stiff peaks, but pretty good. Oh, look, Frankie's taking a tea break, everybody. Hold on, let's wait a minute. What kind of tea is that, Frankie? Do you know? What, do you remember the name? It's hibiscus tea. Yeah. Corner Kitchen, when we're open for dinner properly, we'll be doing soufflé again. And you can see that this is getting nice and stiff. And this is what's going to give your soufflé its puff. All right? And then we have our base that Francis so graciously put into this bowl here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take about 2.5, 3 ounces of base per soufflé. And we're going to make 2 soufflés here. And then we're going to take some of our egg white and we're going to whisk our egg white into there or combine it kind of vigorously. So let's stir that in there, Frankie. Stir, stir, stir.
I want to taste it now.
Well, we have to let it bake for a while. So you can see it's lightened the mix substantially.
I want to taste it.
And then we take the rest of our egg whites. Here, let me do it this way so everybody can see. We take the rest of our egg whites, and these we fold in gently. I'm going to use a rubber spatula to get the rest of these. And the balance is that you want to use about 1 part of each. You will taste it, sweetheart.
I want to taste it now.
All right? And so now we're going to gently fold this in.
I want to taste it.
And the thing about chocolate soufflé is that it is kind of mild. So some people might sprinkle chocolate bits in the bottom of these molds to kind of like make it a little bit more chocolatey. But we're purists, so we're not going to do that. I know you will taste it. All right, so you want to stick your finger in there and taste it? Oh, there's another piece of chocolate over there. Let's see. Tastes pretty good. Look what just appeared, a chocolate piece. So then what you do is, once you get this nicely folded together, and you could try not to beat too much of the air out of the egg whites. That's the key of this. And then fill these about almost full, about 3/4 of the way full. I keep doing this backwards, so let me turn this guy around for you all, just so you can see what I'm doing. And you can see that I've got 2 soufflé molds just about full. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put them on a cookie sheet. And I just want to point out something to everybody, Frankie. You see these little spots on the edge here? That's called a mistake. And this is going to cause, it might cause problems for the soufflé to rise. So we're just going to carefully try to remove those, and we'll see what happens. It may cause problems and it may not. So then you gently put them onto a cookie sheet. You want to put them in the oven, middle rack, like so. And then just slide these guys in the oven. And you want to bake them for about, and this is where it's a little bit sketchy, somewhere between 12 and 18 minutes. So now what we're going to do, Frankie, is we're going to take a little break. We're going to let those go. And then when they're done, we're going to show everybody the different sauces and how we might serve them. Okay?
But I want to taste them at that time.
When they're done, you can taste them. All right. Well, good. Well, let's take a break and come back to it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Off you go.
Let me
Hey, Frankie, you ready? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these out. And these are not as puffy as I would like.
Right there. Fine.
Take these out, and the idea is to serve them right away. And it could be that my little coating wasn't so great on the edges. Now this is really hot, Frankie, so be careful, don't touch it. I'm gonna grab a couple of plates, and then, oh, you're hungry, are you? Okay, that's good. So what you could do is you could take some confectioner's sugar and dust them with confectioner's sugar, or you could do sauces, and that's what we've done. So what we have is we have a white sauce, and you'll be able to access the recipe online for the white sauce. The drama part is to take a spoon and poke the middle, and then take some of the white sauce, and that goes in the middle. And then you take some of this strawberry sauce. I also put a recipe in for strawberry sauce, and that goes in here as well. And then you can serve it like that. And as I said, these are not as puffy as I'd like, but hey, you know, a 3-year-old made it. And so what we're gonna do, Frankie, is we're gonna take a little bit of this, and we're gonna cut it open. It's still nice and light. It's just not as dramatic as I would like. And this is really hot. Should I try it myself before I give it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. It's not that bad. It's not too terribly hot, but you got to be ready for some heat. All right? Blow on it. If it's too hot, you can spit it out. What do you think? Pretty yummy?
Yeah.
So that's a 3-year-old making chocolate souffle. So if she can do it, you can do it.
Thumbs up, Frankie.
Thumbs up, Frankie.
What did I have?
Good job, baby. And you can eat the rest of this if you want.